Maniac Monday or Monday Madness. Call it Monday Madness. I think we're gonna call it Monday Madness from now on. You know why? Because give me a second. What happened is today was one of those days where you're thinking you're crossing all your T's, dotting all your I's, and come to find out none of that happened. Okay, it was an invisible cross, an invisible dot, because you still have to start from the scratch. Okay, so it started off since yesterday. Y'all know that yesterday I said I was gonna take some time. I was gonna pack all the stuff, me, my kids, everybody's stuff. We're gonna pack them up, even though we're leaving in the next couple of days. But we were gonna just make sure and get everything. Oh my gosh! Well, hello there. How are you doing, Daniela? What's going on, Jinx? Jinx, I missed you. It's been a minute, Jinx. And I want to know where you been. Where you been, girl? I know school is out and everything, but oh my goodness. Good to see you in here. I'm so glad to see you, Jinx. Welcome into Life with Paulette. Hope all is well. Greet. Hello, Sister Dawn. But yes, guys, so I decided on Sunday, I told myself from last week that I'm going to come on and I'm going to get ready for my holiday vacation. And I was going to, hello, Jolene. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm just giving everybody a little update on what happened throughout all since last week to this week. Y'all know I always come in with some type of stories. In Hawaii, they say a bunch of stories. I'm a storyteller, okay? So let me tell you all these stories. So I said I was on Sunday. I was going to go ahead and um I was going to start packing on Sunday. All right? I did that. Guys, I did not know that in my house I could create nearly 12,000 steps just packing from one place to the next place, up and down the stairs. When I checked the watch, I was like probably 20 something steps. I was like, darn it. I said, but I was tired, girl. I was felt like somebody had beat me with a tired stick. And I said, I don't know how Sister Dawn can sit there sometimes, and I know she don't like give herself credit, but I'm gonna give her credit right now because Sister Dawn, let me tell you something. She do all 16,000, 24,000 steps a day, okay? And don't come in here, Sister Dawn, talking about, well, it's my job. I don't want to hear it because even I can barely get 10,000 and my whole lower body feel like it's going to fall off. So kudos to all of y'all that be going over 10,000. Yesterday I did a total of 11,900 and 87, I think it was. And let me tell you, I felt so tired when I was finished packing everybody's stuff. Let me tell you, because that's one thing I'm working on being a little bit more thorough with my packing, okay? Not instead of waiting last minute. Y'all know how we do. She wait last minute when I know we be having all the doggy bones in there in the suitcase because I'll be grabbing everything, just throwing everything in. And this time I wanted to take a day specifically just for the packing. So I start to pack everybody's stuff nicely. I was teaching my daughter how to roll up everything, get everything in there so everything can fit in. By the way, if you all are up in here, go ahead and hit that like button. I'll gladly appreciate it and come right back to this long story that I have for y'all, okay? So we go in there and unpacking everything, right? Nearly 12,000 steps. I said now tomorrow I gotta get my daughter's hair done. Y'all already know the story of my hair. I'm about to go redo this bad boy because the lady did my hair. God bless her heart, but it was not what I wanted. When she got halfway, that lady had this whole thing, this big square right here in one braid. Oh, I don't even want to imagine the back of my head how she held that fixed, guys. But she was doing some rectangle squares. It wasn't even a nice little square, a little box braid, nothing. She had that all messed up. So what happened was my daughter hairstylist, I asked her if she had a little bit of time, probably tomorrow, to retwist my hair. So today I'm going to show her the mess the lady did my hair. The lady did my hair. She braided halfway and then the other way, when she was getting ready for her appointment, since she only had 30 more minutes to rush my hair, she started to give me like little cornrows, the little two-strand cornrows. Because I said, don't be putting no three-strand up in there. Give me, if you're gonna do that, you gotta make it look appreciative, and she put it in the thing in the two strand, and she tightened it. It looked good for the first day, but I'm going on vacation, guys. I want to be able to pull the hair up, take it down, throw it in the back, let it out, put my hat on. And the way she have it fixed, all of my little peel edges is about to get some direct sun on it, and I don't want that for them because I'm protecting them. Long story, guys, I'm redoing my hair. So yes, I paid her. Everybody that saw the last video, I paid her. I did not fuss with her. I did not say anything with her. I She texted me and said, I hope you love your hair, after she rushed me through because she had an appointment to go after me that I didn't know nothing about. So on top of that, guys, that's the beginning of this week for me. The lady that's going to do my daughter's hair, she did say she will help me out and she will redo my hair tomorrow. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm gonna get my mani pedis. Y'all know me, my mani pedis. Y'all to be going out there with no little dirty looking toes. Y'all make sure you get your toes right, get them done, be tidy, be neat. Um, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow because my nail esthetician, I guess whatever you want to call that, I don't even know the word. Is that a word? Um, she's not. She's on day off today. She's gonna be back tomorrow, so I'm gonna go over there and I'm going to what to call it now, get my mani pedi done, and then after that my hair is going to be done, and then after that, guys, you know what, we are going to be ready, set to go. But before all of that, what happened today, now bringing you all up to speed. Woke up this morning. Hubby is so military. He thinks military. He do everything military. And moi, I'm last minute type of girl. So I'm like, well, we could pick up my son's meds, which he has epilepsy. For those that don't know, my son has epilepsy, and he will have to be taking meds for the rest of his life. He's my special need kid. For those that don't know, and you're just coming in to Life of Paulette, yes, I share my stories. Go back and listen to the videos, okay? Because I did share my story with my son. He is 17 years old, and for the rest of his life, he's going to be on meds for epilepsy. So, because it's a narcotic and I'm going for a month and a half, guys, or close to a month and a half, they're not allowing me to pick up his meds. I get to the hospital today to pick up his meds. They're like, no, no, no. He still have not until the 5th of June, the 5th of July, I can put in the next prescription. But guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be on the island of Roatan. So I would not be able to pick up no prescription. And from Hawaii all the way to Roatan, I mean, that's not going to work. So we had to rush an email, send it up to the doctor. His doctor is not on island. His doctor is on the mainland, and wait for him to respond, which he haven't responded yet. But we have this thing called like the portal. It's like a medical portal that the military they use and everything. So we already sent a note up for them. So fingers crossed that between now and a few days from now, they get our meds so that way we can leave and not have to be stressing. Otherwise, my husband will have to pay an arm and a leg to ship through the airline my son's meds. And you know what? That would be very devastating. So not only that happened, then came to find out because I'm going to my little piece of island and coming back, they want you to have a power of attorney stating if you only one parent is traveling with underage kids. In that country you have to be 21 years of age in order to not get it. Well, none of my kids are 21 years old of age, so guess what, we were tap dancing going to this office. We had to call up the lawyer, set up a paper, get a notary public, do all that long stuff, all before 1 o'clock. So let me tell y'all right now, I'm charging. I have not, I got 2 gigs today, and I'm already feeling like, you know what, I'm ready to go home. It's time for me to go home, but I can't give up today because now I got to go pick up my daughter all the way home, come all the way back with her for her 3:30 appointment. And with all that being said, that is my Monday. So it's been chaotic. It's been a little crazy. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. My whole body is hurting, my brains is hurting, everything is hurting. But you know what, we showed up and we gonna show out because we are not gonna give up this week. Okay, so pray for me that I can get all the little energy because we're gonna be traveling on a red eye. Okay, so we're gonna travel to the mainland on a red eye. We're gonna spend some time over in Baltimore, and we're gonna visit some of his family members. We're gonna join the cruise, and then I should say, fingers crossed that I say, otherwise I'll be on a live giving you all the stories of how my day should have went and it didn't win. Okay, y'all know y'all my little friends. I'm gonna miss my little friends. Okay, I'm gonna miss y'all know that. Let's see what's in here. Jinx, what Jinx said. um Jinx said, I was just busy. I managed to be sneaky. I'm grounded. I can't talk to my friends, but no one knows I've been talking to them on this game called Depto. You're gonna get in trouble, Jinx. Jinx, I don't want you to get in trouble now. Give me 1 second. Let me unplug this car so I can drive home. Okay, I'm back. Don't get in trouble, Jinx, okay? Because we don't want you to be getting no trouble at this point in time, especially during this holiday. And this heat, girl, no. Okay? Let's see what else. Anybody says Sister Dawn said, I'm packing later, sending home some stuff that I'm not using. Okay, well, good kudos to you. Good luck with your packing, Sister Dawn. Because I could tell you all one thing. I love a vacation, but I do not like packing nor unpacking. And because I have that little, call me special needs if you want to, ADHD, ADD, whatever you want to call me. After a vacation, I can't just leave the suitcase there. I have to unpack. It's we hit the garage, start loading up the washing machine, washing everything, getting everything together, putting back everything in order until everything is unloaded off the suitcase. Then I could go and shower and lay down. That has just been a habit that I've had for the longest. And at this point in time, I don't think I'm going to ever change that. I try my best to be like, whatever, I'm not worried about it anymore. And that's a lie because I'm always worried about it. I'm going to just sit there and just watch the suitcase. I don't know how some folks can come off of a vacation and put the suitcase by the door and watch the suitcase day after day after day and don't stress about it. My brains will be on the ground screaming at me like I couldn't do it. You know, kudos to you guys that can. I cannot do that. When you see me traveling, I have to focus on unloading, unpacking, making sure all the suitcases are stacked back up and placed in its rightful place. Once everything is done, laundry's done, clothes folded and put up back again, then Paulette can sit down and say, "Oh, I'm tired. I don't even want to talk right now." That's the type of, I guess that's just part of how I am. I don't know. Are you guys like that when you travel and you come back off your vacation? Do you unload right away or you let it watch you by the door day after day? Which one are you? I don't know. I can't do it, but kudos to those that can, you know. And then after that, what I was going to tell you guys. So today, as I was charging just now, I didn't want to say anything at this point in time. I pulled up. Normally, when the charging stations is full, you can pull up on the side of the street or the parking lot. You could pull up on the side and put your blinkers on. Well, honestly, when I was on the phone talking stories with Sister Dawn, yes, you, Sister Dawn, and I didn't pay attention to the person in the back. But if you are about to be in next in line to charge, why are you all the way in the back there when you should be as close as possible to the front where as one car come out, you can get inside? Well, anyway, I pull up, didn't pay attention. I look back, there's a car in the way back, like on the next block. Not block, but you know what I mean. The parking lots in where you can turn. There was another car right behind me, but I pulled up in the right spot. Well, I guess he probably was going to say, let's see who going to get this next charger available. But when I look back, I said to myself, I said, I was looking back to see if I wonder if I jumped in front of him. But why is he so far back? Long story short, the guy decided now once the other car was going to pull out, he pulled up next to me and I was trying to do eye contact to be like, hey man, if I pull up in front of you, I'm sorry. Well, he was upset. But you never do dirty to people because he didn't know that I really was going to apologize to him. I was not going to take the next available opening. I was going to leave it for him. If he didn't take it, then I would have took it. But because he was so upset thinking with his halitosis minds, otherwise known as stinking thinking. He thinking that I was trying to jump the road, and I wasn't. So when he passed me, I put my window down to be like, hey, I'm sorry if I got in front of you was unintentional. I didn't notice, but I knew the moment I looked through my mirror, I saw a car behind me, and I assumed that was you. He was in his Mercedes. I didn't even know that Mercedes was making electric cars at this point in time. Like, I didn't know Mercedes had an electric car. I know BMW have one, but I didn't know nothing about Mercedes. So when he pulled up in his little Mercedes showing off, he gets to the pump, the charger. He don't know how to act to fix it, right? So he's there like 15 minutes. I got out of my car and I didn't do it intentionally to be mean. I did not. I just want y'all to know that. But I just want to tell y'all when you have bad intentions, no good ain't gonna follow you. Because he was so nasty to me, I would have gone over there if I thought he needed help and help him. So when I got out of my car, he basically was still fumbling trying to figure out this whole charging thing because it is a little complicated, that one especially, and he couldn't figure it out. I got my stuff, I went into Walmart, got my little pasta. Again, you all know me for pasta. Oh my gosh, pray for me. And I got in there, I came back out probably like 20 minutes later, he's still fumbling over there with the little charger, and I looked over at him, and just when I was about to say, hey, you need some assistance, he figured it out. And I said, wow, if he was nice, maybe he could have asked me directly, but he knew he was doing me wrong and dirty as a man, and I'm a woman. And he wanted to make sure he cut in front of me to make sure that I was not going to be the one to get in front of him, which rightfully so, that was his rightful position. But the thing is, sometimes you don't know what the other person is thinking, what intentions they have, good, bad, or indifferent. So that's why you always err on the right side. If he had even smiled with me, I would have feel like, okay, let me go over there and see if he need assistance. But he didn't even smile with me. He had a little poker face. He was upset, like if he was a girl. I'm telling you. And I was like, hey, I would never, I don't want no smoke with no dude. I'm too tired. I couldn't even raise my hand and run. Like I was tired. Y'all know 12,000 steps is a lot. I ain't gonna be able to run far. So I was like, I didn't want no smoke with nobody. But anyway, long story short, he went over there. Hopefully he figured out his stuff, what he's doing, and I got my car charged and I'm heading home. It's raining on and off here, so I hope when we're ready to leave that it be, everything be good to go. But see, life be life, and I know. But today, on another note, everything is good to go. We already packed. Kids are excited. Hair is going to be done. Manicure is going to be done tomorrow. My hair is going to be redone, so I'm going to unload it, retwist it. I don't want to unravel these twists that the lady did. Look how big that is. It's so thick. Look at that. That don't even look like vacation. Does that look like vacation to you all? Please tell me. Look at here. If y'all are just coming in, go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Come on. It's not gonna take nothing from you. See how my hair shrinks? My hair shrinks, and look at here. My hair is all the way by my breast down here. You see that? So long story, I don't want to take it out, but she have these big jumbo braids here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get these redone, and hopefully it looks good. Otherwise, I'll be like, "Ah, this is what I get paying money, but I could do it myself. I could do it myself. I don't need nobody to do my hair. I just don't like the back part, like right here. Then how I get it done because I can't see it, and braiding from just looking at a mirror for me, I ain't no professional, so my hair don't come out the best. But everything else, it works out. So everything's gonna figure itself out. I've learned that I am not fussing about nothing. I am not, throwing no tantrums. I'm gonna love God to just deal with whatever needs to be dealt with. And, you know, it is what it is, you know. A lot of time we trying to take over control and do it ourselves, you know. And we say we're not doing it, we're gonna leave it to God, but then we right in there with our little shovel and bucket trying to dig up all the things to try and do the work ourselves when we just gotta allow God to just take over. Just let it go and leave it to Him. Like today, at this point in time, my son's medication is out of my control and my husband's control. It was just good that he didn't listen to me and leave it for tomorrow to be done. Then we would be really tap dancing. At least the doctor has 24 to 48 hours, and we're still going to be here at least to rush and pick up and, do a little rushing here and there. So, like I say, I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm aware that things that's out of my control, ain't no way I can handle it. It's out of my control. I'm not stressing over it anymore. I'm not trying to make something happen or make somebody do nothing. I'm not. I ain't lifting a finger. Okay, I ain't lifting a finger. No, I ain't doing it. No, sir. No. Okay, I know you lie. We are not lifting a finger over here. We are just going to keep praying about it, keep praying about it. I was listening to Pastor, this morning, and we were talking about anxiety. Oh, I mean, sometimes when I am finishing up with my devotions, morning devotions, and I go on my YouTube channel, I go on YouTube and I go to JYU Empanado or Empanado, whatever the Indonesian guy. I love his whole little setup because he have all the pastors' little work over there, and I can just click on a video. And the first one that pulled up for me was the anxiety. Little did I know that that was prepping me to go through an anxiety attack today when I got to the hospital and they're telling me that the doctor forgot to put in my son's meds. You know what I mean? They didn't put it in as a rush, a travel rush. And he has to specify that because it's a narcotic for his epilepsy that he takes. It's not an over the counter. So the doctor has to know that we are getting the next refill, which we are qualified for another refill, but not right now. And we're leaving this week. Okay. So it was definitely a quick little anxiety. And it was great that I had listened to that sermon this morning in regards to anxiety, and talking about how sometimes are we doubt the goodness of God, and we do doubt. We're human, right? We're gonna doubt, like, oh, I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, I don't think it's gonna happen, and then boom, guess what? We lie. The devil is a lie, you know, because it's gonna happen. You just gotta have the patience to wait it out. So sometimes when we're going up against those last minute moments, and you just feel like, I don't think it's gonna happen, and you know what? Boom, it's gonna happen, because that's the way, that's the promise. It's gonna happen. Just relax. So I got in my chill moment, Paulette. Like, chill out, Paulette. Everything is gonna go right. Guess what? If option A don't function, we have option B. If option B don't function, we got option C. You got family that's doctors. They'll figure out over there what other medication he can go on in the meantime that's in Spanish that he could probably drink and not get a seizure that's gonna be just as good as his seizure medicine up here, and they're not as stiff as the ones up here, which we all understand the reason why they have to be on watch, because you have a lot of mental ill people that need that medication, that will get the medication and go sell it. Yes, they do have people that do that. They have those conniving ones out there, that will sell their own medication for some money to go and do foolishness with. You understand me? So I guess they have to have those things watched in order to protect people from themselves, So that's the only thing that right now I'm not as concerned to say that, oh my gosh, if like worst case scenario, but that is one little question mark where if plan A don't work, then we will have to work with plan B, and it's going to be all right. Okay. So I just want y'all to keep me in prayers. I know it's going to be all right. I know my son have enough until July 8th, but we are going to be 2 weeks after is when we are coming back up here. So he needs 2 weeks worth of medication. Okay, so yeah, fingers crossed. But I know the Lord's gonna make a way, and it's gonna happen. And that doctor is going to definitely, you know, respond in appropriate timing. And that's that. But yeah, that's my chaotic Monday. That's my little mini-atic Monday. Um, but that we're having, everything is still going amazing. I'm still excited. I did had a little anxiety um, when I could not get my son meds. Um, but apart from that, I know it's going to be well. It is well with my soul, and God is going to be taking care of him. You know, that's how he does it. That's how he always done it. That's how he always done. My son know he need to take his meds at a certain time. He'd be like, "Mommy, where you didn't take my meds? Where's my meds?" He'll be asking me. That's one thing. Once your child gets a certain age and they're already accustomed of taking their meds and they know what they need to do, you help teach them responsibility because we're not going to be around forever. We're not. We're not going to be around. These kids are little special needs kids, or kids that have scenarios that they have to eventually do on their own. I have my neighbor that he was born with diabetes, so from a young age he had to learn to put in his I think it's like a little pacer. He have that thing on him just in case something happens to him and his insulin go too low, go too high, go in the middle or little above this, like he can really lose it. So he was taught from a young age on how to take care of himself. But sometimes, you have kids that's just depending on everybody else to take care of them. If that's your kid right now and they don't know the time they got to take their meds, special needs or not special needs, every child should know they have to take their meds. My daughter has uh, allergies. She'll be taking meds like me for the rest of her life for allergies. I don't have as intense allergy as she has, um, but I do have allergies, so I have to take a pill a day. She has to take a pill a day. Well, she got something from her mommy, and she knows if she don't take that pill a day, it ain't gonna be good for her because we were in Hawaii. So when it rained, when the volcano dust erupts, like it's so many different things. Hello, brother John. Welcome to Life of Paulette. It's so many different things that erupts the pollen up over here that you better make sure you know how to take your meds, when to take your meds, regardless of your age. You train them from a young age, because a lot of time what I've noticed too is that a lot of parents think they're going to be around forever ever. We're not going to be around forever ever. Okay. I love me, and I know I'm not going to be around forever ever. So guess what, my kids need to know when they got to take their meds, what kind of meds do they have, how much they can take, how much they can't take, and why they can't take two of them. If I give my son two, guess what? He gonna say, "Mommy, no, it's only one." And that's my special needs son. He knows he can't have two of those all at once. He can only have one. So train him right. Train him so that when we leave, we don't have to be stressing and rolling over in our grave. I wonder if the next person's gonna take out their pills for them and make sure that they know what to do. No, you take care of that now. Train the kids while you can, because when they get to a certain age, you won't be able to talk to them. You won't need, especially if they're under their own roof. Now, if you're under my roof, I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell y'all what my mama said. I was a married woman, went on vacation, and um, my cousin were having a dinner, and when you're hanging out at the cousin's house, time flies, everybody catching up. And I was over there at the cousin's house just yapping away. Y'all know I'm gonna have some stories. And we were just catching up when I know midnight came. Now my house rule with my mom's house is 10 o'clock you have to do your first check-in. 12 o'clock was your second check-in. And if 12 o'clock, she gonna give you probably 10, 15 minutes after 12, because she always say after 12 o'clock, that's when all the crazy alcoholics, the drunk, everything crazy is going to happen, and people need to be headed home. From 10 o'clock, you should be home in the first place. But if you want to stay till 12, then you need to check in so that way she's not stressed or worried about you. And that's been our rule for the longest, right? And 12 o'clock came, and guys, I missed the ball, right? I forgot. I was like, I'm grown. I'm married. I was going on 17 years of marriage. At that time, I was like, house rule, bye bye, please. Man, I got home. My mama called the phone. I was like, Ma, what's wrong? She said, I just want you to know we're going to have a conversation when you get home. Mind you, I'm 17 years already married. And mommy is like, okay, we gonna have a conversation when you get home. I said, oh, okay. I thought that had already stopped because I was grown. You know, I got home and my mama sit me down, and she said, as long as you living in my house, and I'm thinking like, Mama, I'm married now. I got kids, and you talking to me like that? She said, yeah, yeah. She said, you're spending time in my house. The rules still apply. Don't you ever think that after midnight you're not gonna do your second check-in? Nothing changed. She said, I wish you would try that again. And she said that she had we call her Chinese eye. Her name is Lee. Okay, so she got the little Chinese eye. The opened up. I was like, oh, she scared me. She meant what she said, and she said what she meant. As long as you in my house, and you could be married or not married, the rules still apply. Okay, even if you're on vacation. So I learned my lesson, guys. Rules still apply for the last, you know, 35-ish years plus some. She still meant what she said, and she mean what she said, and she said what she meant. Don't be thinking anything changed, nothing changed. So now I'm going on vacation. Yes, I got my own space. I got my own condo and everything. But she still think that she's alive. Now she gonna say, as long as I'm alive, y'all gonna follow the rules. I'm like, Mom, she don't want to give up. She don't want to budge. She's like, mm-mm. And I'm like, well, everybody got their own space. Now she comes with new rules. As long as she's alive, you still got to follow the rules. And da 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 da. So I'm going home now. Pray for me, okay? Because I know she always going to think. Well, she knows she's in charge until she leaves this earth. So I guess, what can I do? Some of us still have our mommies, and some of us don't. And I'm just grateful that I still have my mommy, even though she wants me to be the baby for the rest of my life, because she wants to talk to me like if I'm 2 years old. However, though, at the end of the day, I wouldn't have it any other way. As many of us, Mother's Day come in, Mother's Day go out, and we don't have our loved ones. So for those that do still have your loved ones, you embrace them. You embrace them. Don't be getting all sassy. You just shake your head sometimes. I told my sister today, she's like, Ma, and she's one of my older sister, number two. And she said, well, you know what, Ma said this. And she said, I got to the point now in my life, Mom, she said, I don't say nothing. And I said, wow. I said, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. She laughed. She said, it took a long time. Because it's hard when you're already grown, and then you still got to be talked to like a baby, like a little baby. Did you wash your plate? Just an example now. Did you clean your plate? Make sure you clean your plate, wash the glass, put it back up in the dry everything. Don't put no other dishes. So she said, I got to the point in my life where when moms start, I just don't say nothing. And I said, when I grow up, I want to be just like that. I'm the baby girl. I still got some growing to go, because it's not so much that I'm disrespectful. It's like I just sometimes want to explain myself. And I think sometimes we got to get to the point where we don't need to explain nothing. If mama say it's red, and it's gonna grow on me, because my personality is not. I just be feeling like, okay, I'm not a little pushover now, mama. I can see that it's blue, it's not green, you know? But I just got to get to that point, like my older sister say, you got to just be able to not say nothing. Just allow them to be. Allow them to be. If she says green, you nod your head, yes. Now you know it's blue. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to be like that. But I just, in my inside, I guess I'm built different. I got to be like, no, it's not. It's not green. It's not green. That thing there is blue. And I'm not gonna let it go because that's what I see, and I know that I need to learn with this sharp tongue to just let it be. When it comes to your parents, just let it be. I'm working on it. Pray for me to be much better at it. Okay, but I'm working on it. But when my sister said that today, I was like, wow. I need already old. They're already old. If they say it's green, it's green. Let it be. All right. You know it's blue. I'll be probably under my breath, be like, no, mama, that's blue. And I know as they get older, their hearing go away a little bit. Well, not my mama, she can hear real good. My mom and dad, the older they get, the better they can hear. You can't even whisper anymore. My dad has some keen ears. He's like a camel or an elephant. Which one can hear better? I think it's elephant. They can hear, so the whole thing is, it's just funny when my sister said, Paulette, sometimes you don't have to explain everything. It's okay. Just say nothing. Just nod your head yes and agree, because otherwise then you're confusing them, because they want to explain to you why it's green in their eyes when you can see that it's blue, and then all of a sudden you're going to confuse them. Leave them, let them be, let them have it, let them have it. You don't have to win every battle. You don't have to win everything. Just let it be. you know I'm working on it, okay? But my sisters, they got it. They got it. They learn how to. But Paulette still be trying to talk from the side of her mouth. Hello, softly feminine. Hope all is well with you. Welcome in to Life of Paulette. Don't forget to hit that like button. All is well with me, sister. How are you? How is everything with you? I pray all is well with you. Today is Maniac Monday. If you guys are just coming in, we are just having a conversation in regards to, you know, my vacation preparation, and how it went today with me, doing those last minute little tweaks and turns and stuff like that. Not trying not to allow the anxiety attacks to shift my spirit, to try and drain me from you know, from the main event, because sometimes that's what happened. The devil is like, oh, you go on vacation? I'm going to show you. I'm going to make you miserable. He wanted to, but I didn't make him make me. You're not going to make me miserable. I just let it go. I let it go and let God. And if it happened, if it's to be, it will be. And if it's not to be, oh well. Oh well. Anywho, I love you guys. I will definitely, I'm doing well, love. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that you're doing well. Thank you for coming and joining us. I am wrapping up right now because I'm going to grab my daughter so we can get her hair done. But I'll appreciate it if you guys can just go back and re-listen to all the little chaos and never get weary in well doing, as I always say to you guys before we leave. And one more thing, make sure that we're cleaning up the feces within our worship on a daily basis. And ooh, Lord knows I've been consistent, because every day I got something. I always say I shouldn't have said that. Ugh, I shouldn't have said it like that. Or oh my God, this tongue is about to trip me over. I'm telling you. But I'm living, I'm learning, and you know, I'm getting better every day because I check myself. I check myself, and that's a good thing. And by the way, I wanted to shout out to Sister Shelly. I know that on the fort she mentioned, I forgot last time to mention it, to pray that she had a good surgery and recovering is going well with her. So keep her in prayers for her recovering. She had a surgery. So hope all is well with you, Sister Shelly. We're going to keep her in prayers too, because, it's one thing to go into the surgery. The next thing is the recovery. So may she recover and heal well. And looking forward to seeing her back up in these comments chat one of these days, or anyone's comment chat, because I know you got to take some time and heal. The healing process, that's the hardest part in everything, healing. When you're hurt, or something, you just torn or broken, and then you have to go through the healing. And in order to go through the healing, you got to go and tamper with the pain again. Ain't that Ain't that a thing? It's like, oh my gosh, I remember. Anyway, that's another subject. But when you're giving birth, and especially if you have to have a C-section. I had to have an emergency C-section with my son, my special needs son, and I was in pain. I mean, it was traverse pain, and he was already 10, and he was not able to pass. And they told me I was crying. And guys, if I had screamed, I think I was gonna die. Like, I was in such pain, my first child. And the doctor is like, "Oh, don't worry. We have 5 minutes. Otherwise, both of you all are at risk." And I was like, "What?" And put me in that emergency. I heard all I was seeing was flashing lights. My pressure fly through the roof. I mean, my son heart stopped. Everything just was going on wrong in that moment. Okay? And then the doorbell rang. They had the C-section. Son came in. My heart rate went back up. My pressure went back down. Everything like nothing happened. But in the moment, that anxiety, that pain, that traverse feeling of I'm not gonna make it. Ooh, and then all of a sudden, the recovery starts. Isn't that beautiful? So, and then, the funny part is, after I had the first child, and anybody that have the first child, not everybody does it, but some folks be like, a few years go by, they're like, I think I'm ready for the second one, to put themselves back in that same stressful feeling again. And then some people have 6 and 7 kids, which God bless their hearts, because I only could stay stuck on two. I couldn't do no third one right now. You know the pain. 9 months, everything hurts, everything growing, everything stretching, everything. Oh my God, you can't sleep, you can't sit down, you can't stand up, you can't. Let me tell you, the torture, the anxiety, the depression you go through with a 9 months pregnancy to come out, and then the beauty comes, the baby. And that's everything was worth it, So healing is painful, good, bad, or indifference. Some people have harder times than other when it comes to healing. My healing process was amazing after my C-section, because my mother was with me, and I'm the baby, so guess what? Spoiled. Yes, she baby me right back to wellness, but as you get older, your body takes longer to heal. Your body going to go through certain process where you are of recovery, that you're going to need more time. And then you have the hurt healing, I think, is the worst, when you have trauma and you got to heal through the process. And guess what? You don't just forget about it and heal about it, you got to talk about it. That's why you go to the psychologist or the therapist, so you can talk about your past traumas, so you can, it's not that you're going to get over it, but it's going to be easier for you to deal with, that you don't get triggered as often. So the more and the faster you can talk about it, and you go revisit the pain, and then you got to pull yourself through it, you know um let me see. Softly feminine say, it's a blessing you made it through, sister. Amen. Yes, God is good. That's why, all glory and honor goes to God. I had 5 minutes. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And that was my son. And because if I'm not because the heart rate went down, and in the last minute, I did 40 weeks of beautiful pregnancy for that one day, to everything to just go on upside down. And I think oxygen did not get to his brains, and he became my special needs, and it's a blessing, and I don't regret anything. I was in denial. I'll share my story another time with you, softly. But I was in denial for the first 3 years of his life. I was like, this is my first son. And I had moments where I was like, oh my God, he's not going to be able to carry the family name. And it's intense. If you never had a special